Hello, everybody. I will be filling up for a team is having internet connection issues.
Hello, everyone. We will just wait a couple more minutes and then we'll go ahead and get started. Okay, I think we have critical mass, so we can go ahead and get started. So for the agenda, we just have our normal 3 updates, but if anyone has anything that they would like to discuss, feel free to add it into the Etherpad, which I will paste the link in the chat, or speak up at the end of the meeting, because I'm sure we'll have time to discuss other topics if needed. Okay, so with that, we'll go ahead and start off with a 5G update from Suresh.
Thanks, Kendall. Good morning, good evening, everyone. I just share screen. Right. Yeah, a quick update on 5G SA status. Currently, the Ubuntu packages are generated out of master branch. Earlier, we were having packages coming out of the Magma 5G branch, and they were Debian based. Now, the packages for 5G SA are coming out of the master branch. And on the master branch, control procedures of MVC scope are working and it's stable. And on the uplink traffic flow, we have one minor issue. Team are working, Yogesh and Pravina. So we are expecting this bug to be resolved sometime before early next week. So with that, we can start giving packages out of master branch to the partner engineering as well. Okay, and on the features and proposals, currently multi-QoS session modification and dynamic policies related feature is going through review cycle. Alex, Oriol, and Ulas are giving some review comments. Probably sometime in 3rd week of August, we'll start development on this feature. And on the orchestration side, and also on the MME side, we are adding extensions to subscriber DB and policies. So this proposal also is slated to be closed by end of next week. So after that, the development will start. And on the master branch for the 5G SA code, stability tests are in progress. So goal in Q3 is 600 UEs connected to 12 GNBs and 1 PD session per UE, 1 policy per UE, and 400 Mbps put together in the uplink and downlink. That's the kind of throughput we want to realize. As such, currently in the TerraVM simulation environment, 100 UEs connected to 12 GNBs and 1 PD session per UE is working fine. However, when we rerun the tests, there are stability issues we are encountering. So we are investigating into the issues and fixing one by one. And the goal is by end of Q3, we are to achieve 100 UEs attached at 10 UE attaches per second and 400 Mbps line rate. And currently at 100 UEs registrations in one single iteration, as such, the throughput is not measured. So for the next 4 to 6 weeks, we continue to stabilize the scale on the system. And one note to the community is Magma 5G branch is deprecated. No more commits will be on the Magma 5G branch unless partner engineering asks for a fix on already delivered packages. And starting next week, plan is to give packages out of master branch even to the partner engineering. So this is the update on the 5G SA status. Any questions?
Hey, Suresh, I have a question. Like you have mentioned 12 G node Bs. Are these simulated one or like actual hardware?
Yeah, good question, Subham. As such, these are all simulated ones. And in the real UE setup, real UE, real GNB setup with single UE, single GNB itself, we have some issues we went through, say power issues on the GNB, and after the power issues are resolved, now the particular vendor UE has landed in issues. Is Venus on the call? Okay, so Venus and team are looking to use UEs that are quite stable, and as such, with one of the Huawei or Samsung UE, I'm sorry, the registrations were through, and that UE subsequently went into problems. Now we are yet to hear from Venus and team on the current status on the department.
Yeah.
As such, in the real GNB environment, we have 2 GNBs available.
Okay. And as you have
Basic
mentioned,
procedures
like
and service requests. GNB.
I didn't get your last 10 seconds. You were lagging. Hello. Am I audible?
Yep, we can hear you. Suresh, I think you might be having some audio issues on your side. Oh, I think he got disconnected. Okay, we can come back to him with your questions, Shubham, once he is able to rejoin. So we'll just move on to, oh wait, did he just? Okay, well, anyways, we'll go move on to the DevOps updates. I know Tim said he was having some internet issues, so I think Quentin, were you going to give the update?
Yeah, so yeah, I will be filling up for Tim because he's having some issues. So yeah, so on the CI side of the DevOps, we are migrating the integration test to the new Linux Foundation Jenkins with both virtualization on the Texas nodes node with JVM and Spirant. One big win for the migration is we already migrated all of the SQL CI jobs that could be migrated to GitHub Action. It's done, so we are waiting 1 or 2 weeks to see how it behaves and to completely migrate off SQL CI from these jobs that are already in GitHub Action. There will be still some jobs there. On the 5G pipeline, we are still in the process of demoing and in the process of testing and automating the pipeline. And we are currently testing a new release flow that will contain more tests in order to automate as much as we can on the release validation pipeline. We are on the Linux Foundation Jenkins too, on this new Jenkins. One big win too is we have the ARM node ready. So we'll connect with 5G team to deploy the new test pipeline on these ARM-based instances. And we're also on the CI side, we're also working on an on-demand system that will spin up AGW and plug it to our testing suite with DS Tester, TerraVM, Spirant. And this workflow will be like you connect to the Linux Foundation Jenkins, you pick up the version you want, you deploy, and we'll deploy your AGW on bare metal or inside a VM. We'll start with VMs and then we will go with bare metal later. And you will be able like to remotely execute all of these tests on the Linux Foundation Jenkins, and but you will have to be a maintainer to connect to it. On the CD side, we have 1.6 on the marketplace, and we are working on the continuation of AGW. So the container builds are working, as well as the container deployment, and we are testing everything, and we are aiming for a closure for sprint 2, for the end of sprint 2. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you. Any questions?
Yeah, I have a question. You mentioned ARM-based instances. Are these for CI or what part?
These are for CI. So I'm talking about the new Jenkins that Linux Foundation did. We have we have ARM in Ubuntu Focal ARM instances available to be spinned up from there. There are no like workflows running on there now, but like the image is ready to be used from any workflow.
So when we create a PR, it will not land on that Linux Foundation Jenkins, right?
There are no jobs running right now from master into that Linux Foundation Jenkins. We are in the process of migrating all Jenkins jobs to this one. So right now, nothing nothing runs on this Linux Foundation Jenkins. This is an ongoing work.
Okay, so but yeah, in future that's the plan.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks.
Any other questions? All right. Thank you, Quentin.
One question I have, Kendall.
Oh, go ahead, Suresh.
Basically, yeah, related to the ARM11 based AGW gateways. I'm curious to know the NIC characteristics. I mean, the line rate and the other NIC properties in that particular box.
What do you want to know, like the CPUs or?
Yeah, the basically the characteristics of the smart NIC. Say what kind of NICs are they? Are they going to support the acceleration? What kind of line rate?
We are using Ubuntu Focal for the ARM, and we can pin up any kind of size if we want to, but we can connect outside to really know, like I'm not 100% sure if I know everything.
Okay, no problem. Maybe Vitali or anybody have tried or have plans.
Sorry?
Maybe Vitali or anyone has some views on that.
So Suresh,
Okay,
you're
Pravin.
asking question about the SmartNIC
Yeah.
offloads. So do you have some targets in terms of performance, or it's more general?
No, as such, as part of our warrant SI activities, when we speak to multiple customers, the question that commonly asked is, okay, today you have certain line rate, but now what is the production grade rate you want to achieve in the next 1 or 2 quarters? And can I have 1 Gbps? In one case, they asked, I am in need of 10 Gbps. This kind of questions once in a while people are asking. So, because we now have one initiative going on, an on-level based HW appliance is coming up. So, want to know if this is already factored into the production system. Definitely, you may have a plan into that. However, I would like to understand what are the numbers we're looking at.
Okay, so currently, what the current phase is, getting the access gateway up and running on ARM-based board, and the very first target is for kind of a 500 to 1 gig kind of bandwidth, target for the access gateway. So most likely we will be using the general purpose CPUs available on the on ARM-based system. Yeah, but I agree that once we to unlock performance at the next level, we will need to use SmartNIC capabilities. So that will lead further development, either some sort of DPTK based implementation, or something else that we'll need to explore.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the first target is using the same CPU based packet processing on the ARM access gateway.
Right.
I don't think we will be directly making use of
Yeah.
SmartNIC capabilities on the ARM. Understood,
Pravin. Another question people ask is, say, between RAN backhaul and UPF, if they want to use tunnel termination, say IPsec or otherwise, will there be a dedicated core on the box that does the termination, or is there a separate box that is to be co-located, which will terminate the tunnels? And from there, traffic is routed to UPF. What is the approach? This is also another question one of the customers asked.
So you're saying the IPsec between the eNode B and access gateway, is that the question?
Yeah. Basically between Gnode B and access gateway.
Okay.
And basically when we say 4 cores on the ARM11 based board, will there be a dedicated core that will terminate the tunnels, or you want to have a co-located box that will terminate the sessions, means terminate the tunnels, and then decrypted traffic is handed off to the UPF? So what kind of variants you have used? This is a question they asked.
Yeah, so currently we don't support IPsec tunnel, GTP tunnel. So the initial plan is to support the IPsec tunnel on the upstream, on the uplink SGI side of things, where somebody wants to connect the SGI traffic over to a secure connection. That's the first, and that's the initial support for IPsec tunnel. And then there is a plan to also add support for IPsec on the GTP side, on the downlink side. I would say the same thing. Means the initial support for the IPsec is going to be on the general purpose CPU. So there won't be any dedicated core, but as we move forward and improve, make performance improvement, at that point we can make use of a dedicated core or SmartNIC functionality to offload the IPsec processing.
Yeah, got it, Pravin. So is there a plan for that in 2021, or it will be later on?
Yeah, so the IPsec on the SGI side that is planned for this quarter. So probably by end of Q3 we will have something, and depending on the the ask, we can prioritize the IPsec for downlink traffic.
Yeah, thanks, Pravin. Curious to ask you if the time allows. Will that be based on some open source where we have no issues with the licensing, or something that is to be grown by the community?
So the current plan is to use Strong Swan for IPsec.
Okay, right.
Okay.
I have a question for Suresh. You mentioned ARM11, that is 32-bit. So
ARM11, yeah.
yeah, that's 32-bit. So I think the software which I saw for ARM, that's for Raspberry Pi, that was 64-bit. So maybe we should look into this.
Yeah, maybe Pravin or somebody have a view into the machine architecture and then bit mode, NNS and all that. I heard from Ulas, if I'm not wrong, it is ARM11 based, but not sure whether it supports exclusively 32-bit or there is 64-bit node also is available. I think we can quickly check on the net. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Suresh, I know you got cut off.
Yes, Kendall. I'm sorry if somehow my Zoom session got killed abruptly.
Oh, that's okay. Did you have anything else you wanted to add on your updates, or was there any questions for Suresh?
The 5G SA update is pretty much complete. I want to make one small announcement, very important announcement. Maybe a minute I will take, Kendall.
Okay, that's fine. Go ahead.
Okay. So starting this week in the Linux Foundation, we have two hosts, Phil from Facebook and Kader from Wavelabs. They're going to host Magma 5G related
your screen is
discussions
not
on Linux
visible.
Foundation. Oh, okay. Let me see.
It's not visible on mine. Can another see? Okay.
There it goes. I can see it. Can others see it?
Yes.
Go ahead, Suresh.
Okay. All right. So Phil and Kader are going to host a session for the benefit of the Linux Foundation networking community. So the first session is going to start this Friday. So now 5G SA code is kind of available to a great extent on Magma master branch. So what kind of experiments can be tried and what kind of deployments are possible? So around this, there's going to be a session, and Phil is also going to share a roadmap on what is in it in the next few quarters on Magma community for 5G SA project. So join the session and take the benefit of knowing the roadmap and also the features available and what can be tried on the Magma master branch. Thanks, Kendall.
All right, thanks, Suresh. And that is also on the public community calendar if you want to add that to your calendar so you don't miss it tomorrow. Okay, we'll move on to our last update from Ekow for release updates.
Thanks, Kendall. Hi, everyone. So I have a couple of updates, two of them specifically. One of them is on the planned minor release, and the other is on the major releases based on the updates we shared a couple of weeks ago on our faster release cadence. So I'll start with the minor release update. We received some issues from the field and we've been able to debug and resolve them. And we believe this is going to be great to apply to the existing branches. So with that said, we are planning a dot release for the 1.5 branch. 1.6 is still being discussed, but most likely we'll have minor releases for both. So you should be on the lookout for that. On the major release, as part of our faster release cadence, the last sprint ended last Friday. And with that, we got some good amount of more of stability type improvements that we believe is essential for us to release to the community. So tentatively 1.7 is being discussed and we are looking to get this out on time by the end of this week. So just to double down on what exactly is contained in this release, there is no major feature. It's mostly an incremental related to 1.6. It has lots of good fixes, some of which address some of the crashes we've seen in the field. Our memory management issues that have also been reported. And a couple of other minor fixes for the NMS and orchestrator. So in essence, this release should be out sometime at the end of this week. And at the end of the next sprint, we will try to get another release out based on the body of work that the team has done at that time. So yeah, those are the quick updates for the releases planned for the next couple of weeks.
Ekow, I have a question. You said some memory leaks. Can you elaborate? Like, is it what's happening?
Well, I'll start, and maybe if either Alex or Pravin on the call can chime in. So based on some of the field information we've received, there were a couple of crashes that we tried to troubleshoot, and we traced this to some memory leakages in the MME service. So this is what the team has been working on, and we believe that this fix is essential and warrants a minor release on top of what we've pushed out to the community already.
And what was the capacity of RAM for the gateway, access gateway?
I don't have that specific information, but if you like more information, we can I can find out and then I can chat with you offline if that's okay with you.
Yeah. I may need that. Yes.
So in some cases there was some memory leakage in case in couple of instances. That's what we are seeing, where there was and it was also related to GTP echo related requirements. So if it was combination of few things that was triggering the memory leaks, and those are the fixes we are trying to get in.
Okay. But if our instance had, let's say, the access gateway had 8 GB of RAM, then crash would not have happened?
It's not really, it won't happen on every cases. So there was some special case, like in this case, the eNode B was expecting some sort of support, like for GTP echo, for example, and that was it is not supported on 1.5, and that was causing it to flip flop, and that triggered the memory leak in this case. So. And then there were some other issues also, but this was one of the case that I know.
Okay, understood. Thanks.
Pravin, few weeks ago, Mary has presented the availability of Sentry that can be used to take the stack of the core dump, and also some other monitoring instrumentation. Is that now available to analyze the crashes on the master branch, or it is yet to be committed?
No, it is there. I think it's there from
Okay.
1.6.
Oh, okay. Sure. I think we can also start using it in 5GSA.
Yes, I think you will need to create the login in the Sentry IO and then you can start monitoring it. But you need to enable it. There is a config file in the on the access gateway to enable that.
Okay, Pravin. Maybe I
Do we have
will,
any steps for enabling this entry, like on some README or something like that?
Oh, I'm sure you can start with pinging Murray on the Slack channel.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks.
Yeah. Thanks, Pravin.
Yeah, so at least those were the updates on planned releases. If there are any questions, I'll take them. If not, then back to you, Kendall.
Thanks, Ekow. Any questions for Ekow?
Yeah, when are we expecting this 5G release, Ekow? Any time?
I think for 5G, I'll defer to Suresh. He should be the best person to provide more insights into this.
Yeah, I think we need to arrive at a level of stability and subsequently need to have a internal discussion with Phil, Brian, and all.
But you said like the
Yeah.
code is on master, so I want to understand
Code
when,
is,
let's say,
yeah.
Yeah.
Code
Yes.
is available on master to a great extent, except for one fix related to the uplink traffic flow. The base functionality related to the MVC features is available. However, it is to go through the stability tests and there is a criteria. The code base is to qualify for it to be generally available for the operator trials. Yeah, tentatively it is scheduled for end of September. That was the initial plan. However, we need to go through the process of stabilizing.
So once like 1.6.1 will be released, will we be seeing that 5G code, even if it's in alpha stages?
Maybe Phil can give an answer rather than me. Phil is available.
Yes, Suresh. I'm not sure that we have a plan outlined that we could share for when that will be. So let's take your question and we'll get back probably in the next version of this call.
Okay, thanks.
All right. So that actually brings us to the end of the agenda. Is there anything else that people would like to bring up to discuss? All right, then I'll take that as a no, and we can go ahead and end a little bit early. Everyone have a great rest of your week and enjoy your weekend. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.